welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for clicking the video. I'm Erin, so nice to meet you and welcome. So today's video is a very exciting one. Recently it was my 25th birthday. I received some lovely books from family and friends, so I thought I'd share what I received. Now, as you can probably see, I'm in loungewear today, but let's keep it real. I'm in lockdown, a lot of people are in lockdown. This is what we wear these days, so I just think, what's the point of getting dressed up? I don't want to sit in jeans. I'm just going to be real here. So, welcome to my everyday attire. Okay, let's get on with the video. So, book number one that I received was from an Instagram friend. Basically, it was an Amazon wishlist book. So, from my books to bud, as I like to call them, I received Crazy Rich Asians by Kwan. I absolutely love this front cover. Look how lovely it is. It's just such lovely colours. The illustration is just gorgeous. It's the first of a series, so this is book number one. I think there's 3 books. Correct me if I'm wrong, put a comment below if I am. I have been holding back on watching the film, which is on Amazon Prime UK. If you've watched previous videos, you will know that I would rather read the book first before I watch the film, just because I feel like the film ruins it for me. So I have avoided the film until I could get my hands on this. So my books to bud was very kind to have gifted me this book. It was a great start to my birthday. It was the first book I received and I'm very, very excited to read it. If you don't know what this book is about, I was just going to read the blurbs on each one just so you could get a taste on what these books are about. So it says, when New Yorker Rachel Chu agrees to spend the summer in Singapore with her boyfriend Nicholas Young, she envisions a humble family home and quality time with the man she hopes to marry. But Nick has failed to give his girlfriend a couple of key details. 1, that his childhood home looks just like a palace, and 2, that he just happens to be the country's most eligible bachelor. Soon Rachel's relaxed vacation turns into an obstacle course of old money, nosy relatives and scheming social climbers. This sounds so juicy and exciting. If you're into things that are royal or sort of fame orientated, I think this would be a very good book for you to have. If you've read it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So yeah, book number one. So the next book in my haul is another books to bud gift from my Instagram friend. So this was something I'd never heard of before, but they put it on their Instagram a little while back saying it was their favourite book ever. So straight away I went onto Goodreads, looked at the synopsis, and I added it to my Amazon wishlist. Around 2-3 weeks later it ended up at my front door. So it was super, super lovely, and the book is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. Now, first of all, I don't know anything about this book, well, not much anyway, and to be honest, guilty as charged. The lovely colour and beautiful front cover completely drew me in. It's basically about 2 twins called Jude and Noah who are close until this tragedy drives them apart. They end up falling for the same boy and it completely ruins their relationship. So this story obviously looks into how complicated things become and how they perhaps overcome it, or I obviously don't know how it ends, so I'm very excited to try this. And I don't know if I think it's a lady. I don't know if Jandy has written anything else, but I'm intrigued to see if there's any other books that I would perhaps be interested in reading too. If you're a big Nelson fan, then please let me know, because I'd be really interested to try out other books, because this is a completely new author for me. So that was book number 2. Love it. Can't wait. Now book number 3 was from my third books to bud. I was very, very spoiled from my Instagram friends. So book number 3 was The Roanoke Girls. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm really sorry if it's not. Basically, again, this was from my books to bud who said it was one of their favourite books. So again, it went straight onto my wish list. And because she loved it so much, just like the second book, she bought it for me for my birthday. So this was super lovely, and it's right up my street. I love anything that's related to mystery and thriller and any kind of crime related books. This is just the type of content I need in my life. So this book is basically about a young girl who is taken to her grandparents' summer house and estate in the rural area of Kansas. When she gets there, she finds out what it means to be a Roanoke girl. So when she finds this out, apparently she runs away as quick as she can, and then it goes on to 10 years later where her cousin goes missing, and the girl at the start has no choice but to go back. And basically it says at the end, is she strong enough to escape a second time? So I don't know what it entails to be a Roanoke girl, but I'm really excited to find out, because this just sounds amazing, and I think it's a very much anticipated 5-star read. And you know, it's a pretty good size book, pretty good font, and just very, very excited to give this a go. So book number 3 is an absolute winner. Book number 4 was the last of my Books to Bud gifts. I was very, very touched and overwhelmed, so kind. And they're all anticipated reads for 2021, so they've picked very, very well. Book number 4 was Norwegian Reid by Murakami, which this will be my first book of his, and I'm so excited to read this because I hear his work, his writing is amazing, and I think for never reading him before, this will be an amazing start, because this is one of his most popular books, I believe. Again, the front cover is very unusual, but also very much draws me in due to the bright red and the black illustration detail. I don't know too much about this book, but every time I see it on my Bookstagram, people seem to go mad for it. So I just wanted to try his work, because if you know from recent videos, from I think my last video, I want to really get into more Japanese fiction, and he just seems to be the top writer to be able to get into that. So obviously this is translated from Japan, and basically it's about a man who recalls his first love, the girlfriend of his best friend. He's immediately transported back to almost 20 years ago of his student days in Tokyo, which is about uneasy friendships, casual sex, passion, loss and desire. And it's to a time when a young woman marched into his life and he had to choose between the future and the past. This sounds exciting, intriguing, and I think it's just different because I've never read any Japanese fiction before, so really, really excited for this one. And to all my Books to Buds, if you are watching and you have gifted me these books, thank you so much. I am truly so grateful for all your support through my Bookstagram and just for sending me such lovely books on my birthday, and I couldn't thank you enough. So thank you, you really made my 25th birthday that much more special, so thank you so much. Book number 5, we're staying on the Japanese fiction little train here. I got Convenience Store Women. This was a quick little read. I'm about halfway through. If you'd watched my last video, you would have heard that I'm in a current reading slump. I was reading The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, however, I just couldn't get out of that reading slump. So when I received this on my birthday, I decided for such a short read, I need to put The Vanishing Half away for the moment, and I wanted to read this. And let me tell you, it is such a cute, easy little read, and I think it's very relatable for certain people, especially through lockdown. It's about a Japanese lady who's 36 years old. She works in a convenience store. She's been there for 18 years, and it's basically since the store has been opened. Her family and friends are always wondering why she's not getting another job, why she's not getting married, why she's never been in a relationship. And basically they're trying to change Kiko, I think that's what her name is, yeah, Kiko. They're trying to change Kiko, and basically she's independent and happy the way she is. And I just think that sends such a lovely message to different people, and it's just such a lovely comfort blanket, and it kind of matches what I'm wearing today. I've been using my new little bookmarks. I got them for my birthday as well. They're magnetic. I got a little pack of 6, and they're from Anthropology. As if you're a person that has, you know, multiple books on the go, you'll never run out of bookmarks. So I'd recommend, if anyone needs some bookmarks, these are the way to go. I'll put a link below if you're interested in buying them. So yeah. Book number 6, this is the last Japanese fiction book that I received. I would love to get more in the future, but it's a good start for my birthday. Basically, I got Strange Weather in Tokyo by Hiromi Kawakami. This was a grantor edition, so it's absolutely lovely. I really, really like it. This again was on my Amazon wishlist, and a family member found my link and bought me this book without me even asking for it. So it was a great little present to have, and I'm just very excited to try it because it says now featuring a companion story, and I'm just very, very intrigued by the characters and just the plot in general. So it says, one night when she's drinking alone in a local bar, Tsuko, I think, finds herself sitting next to her former high school teacher. Over the coming months they share food and drink sake, and as the seasons pass from spring cherry blossom to autumnal mushrooms, Tsuko and her teacher develop a hesitant intimacy that tilts awkwardly and poignantly towards love. This sounds great, like a former student and her teacher falling in love. Seems quite unique. This book says that it now features a companion story, and that companion story I believe is Parade, which is one of her newer books, which I haven't read, but if I enjoy this, then I'll definitely buy Parade to go along with it. This book just sounds very interesting. It sounds maybe a little bit steamy, say former student and her teacher falling in love. It sounds, you know, like it shouldn't be happening and kind of like forbidden in a way. So I'm very keen to see what her character, Tsuko's character, is like. So I'm excited to find out what happens in this one. And again, it's a bit smaller in font, but it's a little bit smaller, this book, so I feel like this could be maybe one of my February reads because it might not take me as long to read it. If you guys have read this, or if you have any more Japanese fiction recommendations for me, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment down below. So book number 7 is right up my street. For someone who loves books, I'm very sorry to say, but I've only ever read one Stephen King in the past, and that was The Shawshank Redemption, because I absolutely adore the film. It's probably one of my favourite films of all time, and the book did not disappoint. For once, the book and the film were both incredible. So when I read that little taste of Stephen King, I knew I had to read more. So I got from my family The Institute by Stephen King. This seems very Stranger Things, very futuristic, sort of sci-fi. I love the front cover, I love the blues, and from what I heard about Stephen King, his writing is just superb. So I am so excited to be reading this book as my second Stephen King. I know it's a little bit of a newer one. On my list I also have Misery, Pet Sematary, The Shining, and I think there was one more, but I can't think what it is right now. But this was when I actually bought this myself and gave it to a family member, but this I think was like £4 at the time, so I had to buy it, and then I patiently waited for it while it got put away for my birthday. So this is about a super smart 12-year-old boy who has an exceptional gift, is the latest in a long line of kids abducted and taken to a secret government facility hidden deep in the forest in Maine. Here, kids with special talents such as telepathy, like Luke's new friend Kalisha, Nick and Iris, are subjected to a series of experiments. There seems to be no hope of escape until Luke teams up with an even younger boy whose powers of telepathy are off the scale. Meanwhile, far away in a small town in South Carolina, former cop Tim Jameson, looking for the quiet life, has taken a job working for the local sheriff. He doesn't know he's about to take on the biggest case in his career. What? This just seems full of action, science, friendship, excitement, mystery, just intenseness, maybe eeriness because it's Stephen King. I feel like I love Stephen King as one of my favourite authors already, and I haven't even read this book. I just can't wait. I might even have to start this after I finish Convenience Store Woman because I feel like I can't wait, and I love Stranger Things. I am so excited. So yeah, very happy with this. Can't wait. Book number 8 was Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I can't say her surname, so I'm very sorry. I am extremely in love with this front cover. I mean, it glistens, it's got lovely colours, it's very feminine. It's just a great cover all round. Don't know, again, much about this book, but again, it's very hyped up on Bookstagram, and a lot of people have had mixed reviews about this book, so I'm interested in what my opinions are of this book. I knew I was getting this book as I bought it with the Institute by Stephen King, so it was another cheap bargain, so I patiently waited for it for my birthday. Whilst I knew I was getting this book, before my birthday, the film adaptation of Rebecca was put onto Netflix UK, and again I completely avoided it because I want to read the book first, because apparently the film isn't very good, so it made me feel a little bit upset that this could be the same. But a few people have read the book after the film was released and they still said they loved the book, so I'm hoping that I feel the same way. Basically, Rebecca is about a lady who falls in love with a handsome widower called Maxim de Winter. He whisks her off to Monte Carlo and he proposes to her, which completely takes her by surprise. It's obviously very, very quick. And then through the film she realises that she just doesn't know her husband at all, and he tries to create her as his old wife, who was called Rebecca. So this seems like a very sort of psychotic, mysterious sort of book. So this will be my first book of hers, and I'm very, very excited to read this. I was off to a great start of these books so far. These are some top quality books. So I am very, very happy with this other purchase. Book number 9 was Mother Loves Me by Abby Davies. Now this was something that I hadn't seen on Bookstagram before, but it's been on there recently. I think it's become more of a popular book in the last few months, but again it was another bargain. I saw it on Amazon for £2, so I had to get it, and then again I passed it on to a family member who was struggling to buy me some presents. So couldn't say no to this. Someone I saw on my Instagram gave this a 5-star, so I was very excited to give it a go. It's definitely the kind of book that I would probably read in one sitting. It's about a lady who has a daughter, and she dresses the daughter up in doll clothes with doll makeup, and it's just a little bit strange basically. And then one day the daughter becomes too old to fit into these dresses, and basically doesn't seem like a doll anymore. So the mum goes out and comes back with another girl, so basically a kidnap, and starts to do the same thing she did with her first daughter, and starts dressing up the second daughter in the doll clothes and with the makeup, etc. So this seems like a very maybe very much like Room. So the first daughter may not have been kidnapped, it could be her own, but obviously this is about the second daughter being kidnapped from the outside world, and I'm assuming it's to do with maybe their escape of getting out and finding help. It just sounds a bit creepy, and that's just what I love. So book number 10, she's a big one. I got Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer, and let me tell you, my 13-year-old self inside is absolutely screaming. I absolutely adored Twilight when I was younger, books and films. This book I thought she was writing years ago. I've known about Midnight Sun since I was an absolute fangirl of Edward and Jacob, and I would know everything about the Twilight series, so when I saw that Midnight Sun was coming out when I was about 14, I was absolutely ecstatic. And then I obviously ended up growing up and kind of drifting away from Twilight and moving on to other books, and this just never appeared. Completely forgot about it, and then the summer of 2020 I found out this had been released, and I just thought, I haven't read Twilight for however many years, but I need to read it, however big it may be. I just know that this book is about Edward's POV, whereas the rest are about Bella, so I am really excited to hear Edward's side of things and his feelings and thoughts, because as much as I love the Twilight series, Bella is just a little bit meh for me. I'm not that keen on Bella as a character, but I love Edward and Jacob, and I just want to see a different perspective basically. So I got this for £10, and I think I'm onto an absolute winner. Now this is the last book of my haul. This was a birthday present to myself, because this is something that has been very hyped up on Bookstagram for a very, very long time, and to be completely honest, I think I'm the last person to read this book, just because I'm a little bit afraid by how hyped up it actually is. But in the end, because it was my birthday, I thought, you know, treat myself, I'll go for another book, because my target for this year is 50 books and I need to make sure I've got enough to get there. So I ended up buying The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now, I know it's very hyped up. I am still very, very excited for this book. I think this is one of my most anticipated reads of 2021. I absolutely adored Daisy Jones and the Six, and I just think, I can't believe I hadn't read this sooner, to be honest with you. I kept pushing it off for ages, but I think now it's my birthday, I thought treat myself and finally get round to reading it. I have a feeling this could be a 5-star read from me, and I think that I could finish it very, very quickly. So I just can't wait. That's the end of my birthday book haul. I hope you very much enjoyed this video. There's 11 books in the end, so I'm very grateful for what I received on my birthday. That will keep me busy for a little bit longer, but obviously I know that my TBR is never ever ending. But I'm very, very happy with what I received, and I hope you enjoyed watching what I got for my birthday, because I want to share with you what I'll be reading within the next few months. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Please add in any comments of books that I may like, or maybe if you've read any of these books, then please add your comments below on what you thought. All my tags will be based below, so please give me a follow if you're interested on my Instagram. So please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all back on my channel soon for a new video. Take care, stay safe, bye!